Welcome to the Building Wealth series, a series of business events taking place the first Monday of every month for business owners and budding entrepreneurs. Brought to you by DiversePhilly, Metropolitan Philadelphia's premier business network, headed by Entrepreneur of the Year, Nicole Newman. Let's take a sneak peek at last month's event.
One of the things that I always live by with my rules and my goals of budgeting is the 50-10-10-10-10-10 rule. Always got to count on my fingers when I do it. You know, a lot of you probably heard the concept, but for those who haven't, it's basically you try to live off 50% of your income, and then you give back 10%. I don't know what some of your religions is, but whatever it is you give, at minimum 10%, because you always get that back tenfold in whatever you do. So that's important. The next step is you use another 10% of your income to educate yourself with things like this and platforms like this. Then you do 10 in long-term investing, and then 10 in short-term investing. And then the last 10% is the most important one. The last 10 is the fun account. So the fun account is what keeps you sane from all that discipline. So that's where you know, women go to the spa for the day and, you know, max out. Men, do whatever you like to do. You know, go to the gym, buy 10 Nintendo games, whatever you're into. That's the money that keeps you sane.
Well, this is my grandfather would be very proud for me for doing this. He would be extremely proud. My grandfather was an entrepreneur. He owned a landscaping company out in the main line, and he used his landscaping company to create generational wealth, not for his child, not for his grandchildren, which I am, but his great-grandchildren. And I really didn't know my grandfather that well. So he passed away in 1993. Didn't even find out that I was written in the will until 2006 because of some issues going on in my family. So to see everybody here who wants to learn how to create generational wealth is exciting for me. Now, what I knew when I started my business was that budgeting was extremely important. And the only way I could start to create generational wealth was having financial discipline. And that is the slight edge that happens when it comes to losing weight, when it comes to starting a business, when it comes to growing yourself, when it comes to growing your person, because we should be growing every day. What books are you reading now? What are you doing to improve yourself on a continual basis? And that's what wealth building is about, how to create financial disciplines in your life and keep sane. So I'm really glad that Wayne has a fun account. So glad. So I have the honor and privilege of introducing Steve Goldflam from Goldflam and Associates. He's here to tell us about budgeting, and he knows a lot about generational wealth, considering that this is second or third generation company. This is second generation. So I like to give him a hand, and you can also find him on DiversePhilly.com. Thank you very much, Steve, for coming down here today.
Thank you, Nicole. And it's great to be here. I feel somewhat nervous just in this speaking to groups. Normally I'm in front of the computer and I work with people in their taxes, and it just so happened last summer Nicole came over. A client of mine recommended that Nicole could help me with my marketing efforts, and as soon as she came in the office, Nicole has so much energy, you just can't help but be excited. And I said, all right, what you want to show me? And we sat for at least a couple hours, and I said, all right, just as we went through DiversePhilly, I said, all right, this is exactly what I'm committed to personally. And I said, here, just put me on your website. And we've talked since. What I did today was put together a kind of an overview, kind of like we were in a classroom, but without getting into such. So, like, can you imagine what happens those months when it's kind of low, you know, and there's not many calls for services? You know, the Super Pages guy doesn't stop billing them, you know, so it's like, what do you do? And this budget allows you to run through that kind of cycle.
The Building Wealth series will walk you through the required steps of budgeting, creating, and managing your business, from step 1 all the way to wealth. Brought to you by DiversePhilly. Check us out on the web at www.diversephilly.com. See you next month.